Hello, everyone, and welcome to Western Sydney University's online talks. My name is Kenny Wang, and I am the academic course advisor for interpreting and translation, and I also teach applied linguistics. Today, I want to talk to you about studying languages and interpreting and translation at Western Sydney University. We offer the following languages at Western Sydney University: Arabic, Mandarin Chinese, Indonesian, and Japanese. And we also have classes for all levels. And so whether you are looking to start learning a language as a beginner, or perhaps you already know some of that language already, or if you're an advanced speaker, we have classes to cater for all different levels. And we also teach linguistics as a major as well. And so linguistics is the scientific study of language as phenomenon. It's not necessarily attached to any particular foreign language, but looking at language use and how we express meaning in language, whether it's written or oral. So the language majors are part of the Bachelor of Arts degree. Depending on what language you choose, this bilingual skills, the ability to speak another language, is going to be very valuable as a skill to any profession. So whether it's trade or commerce or education, science, engineering, computing, etc., the ability to speak a different language and be able to communicate with people from a different language and cultural backgrounds is a skill that is very highly regarded by employers. So why study at Western Sydney University if you want to do a language major? Well, we offer many different advantages for students who want to pursue languages at Western Sydney University. For one, we have award-winning teachers teaching into our languages program. Our Chinese and Japanese teaching teams, they enter into competitions run by different organizations every year. And we always win awards such as the very prestigious Chinese Bridge competition that is run annually with universities in Australia. We also offer exciting opportunities for students to go abroad, either as exchange students or to participate in study abroad programs. And so you can actually get to travel to a different country and to learn a language in that environment. And really, there is no other way to learn a language better than being able to go into that environment and be immersed in that environment. And so if you do a language course at Western Sydney University, that is a real option that we encourage you to apply to study abroad. We've been running our languages program for over 20 years now, so our staff members are very experienced, and we've built up a very good reputation for our languages course. Now, a lot of students think that learning and also mastering another language is very difficult. Well, you do need to put in efforts to learn a second language. But the good news is that Western Sydney University, we're very experienced in helping students achieve that level of mastery. And so we've been doing that for many years, and studying a language with Western Sydney will be able to give you lots of support in helping you to build up your proficiency in your second language. So why study a second language? Well, really, the ability to speak another language is now considered a basic skill, because if you take a global perspective on this issue, the majority of the people in this world are bilingual or multilingual speakers. So in that sense, Monolingual speakers, people who speak only one language, they are considered, in terms of proportion, they're considered to be the minority. And so, being able to speak another language, you don't have to be really, really proficient in it, but just the ability to be able to start communicating with people in their own language or in a second language really opens the door to many, many wonderful opportunities. Because when you are communicating with people from a different background in their language, you build instant rapport with the people, and that can really open the way up for many, many exciting opportunities. The ability to speak and understand another language is also a window into another world altogether, because it allows you to look at the world and it allows you to approach an issue or a problem from a different angle, a different perspective. It gives you that additional cultural dimension to an issue. And that really is a very fundamental to building up your critical thinking skills. And so having that skill and proficiency to speak another language, to approach an issue from a different cultural perspective, is something that, again, employers value very much. And also, if you're able to combine your second language skills with other knowledge or other skills, it makes you a very attractive and competitive candidate in the job market as well. When we talk about the ability to speak a second language, we say that it's a valuable asset, and a lot of people, a lot of employers value that very much. And we don't just talk about that in abstract terms, but to give you an example of how language can be a valuable asset, a lot of people actually don't know about this, but if you happen to work at a local or a state or a federal government institution or agency, and as part of your day-to-day work, if you have to communicate with members of the community, and you need to do so using your second language skills, then the government actually pays you what's called a community language allowance, which is about between $40 or $50 to $90 or $100 a month. So this is on top of your salary. This is the community language allowance. So the reason why you would be paid this allowance on top of your salary compared to, say, your colleagues who don't interact with members of the community using their second language is because it is a form of recognition that the government gives you to recognize your additional language skills that you use as part of your day-to-day work. And so a language major is part of the Bachelor of Arts course. So if you want to do a language major, let's say we take Chinese as an example, a major in Chinese is made up of 8 units in Chinese languages. And depending on whether, as I said, whether you are starting the major as a beginner in the language, in which case we start from the 100 level, the beginner level, or perhaps you've done some Chinese already previously, whether at high school or elsewhere, then you may consider starting the language major at the intermediate level. Or if you're an advanced speaker or a native speaker, we also have the advanced level of units that you can take to form your Chinese major. If you do a sub-major, which is made up of 4 units instead of 8 units in Chinese, and that can become a sub-major. If you don't want to do a major or sub-major, we still encourage you to consider doing 1 or 2 units as part of your electives or free units that you can choose, we welcome you to consider doing some language units to complement your other degrees, whether it's Bachelor of Arts or some other degrees at Western Sydney University. We also have another degree called the Bachelor of Languages and Linguistics. So the name of this degree is slightly different to Bachelor of Arts. It's called Bachelor of Languages and Linguistics. And the difference is that this is, as the name of the degree suggests, this is a named degree. That is, it tells people that you are really, really serious about language studies. The Bachelor of Languages and Linguistics is made up of a linguistics major, that is, you do a major in linguistics, and you also do a language major. And that language major is one of the languages that we offer, as I mentioned earlier, Arabic, Chinese, Indonesian, or Japanese. With this degree, you also have 4 electives, which you may do any of the units that are offered by the university, subject to any enrollment prerequisites. Or alternatively, you may wish to structure the 4 electives into a sub-major. The next course I would like to talk to you about is the Bachelor of Arts, Interpreting and Translation. So with this degree, we offer 4 languages, Arabic, Mandarin Chinese, Japanese, and Spanish. The difference with the Bachelor of Arts, Interpreting and Translation and a language major is that it is a prerequisite of the Interpreting and Translation degree that students already speak one of the 4 languages that we offer at near native proficiency level. So students will be coming to this degree with mastery of either Arabic, Mandarin Chinese, Japanese, or Spanish. And so when they start this course, what they learn is the skills or the ability to utilize their existing language skills with interpreting and translating between English and one of those 4 languages. The Bachelor of Arts, Interpreting and Translation is endorsed by NAATI, that is the National Accreditation Authority for Translators and Interpreters. So NAATI is the national accrediting body for professional certification for people who want to become certified interpreters and translators. And our Bachelor of Arts Interpreting and Translation course is endorsed by NAATI, which means that once you graduate from this course, you will be eligible to apply to sit one of the professional certification exams with NAATI. And by passing those certification exams, you become certified interpreters or certified translators. And that will allow you to work in the industry as interpreters or translators, or both. The career path for language graduates are many and varied. You can combine your language skills with knowledge in other areas, and that will open up many career opportunities. So, for example, you can work as customs brokers, and so these are people who help importers and exporters to import or export goods and to apply for customs clearance. So that's an example of combining your language skills with other skills that you may acquire along the way. You may work in procurement, for example, or you may work in government positions, work as immigration officers, for example, or in the travel and tourism industry. Those are some of the examples of career opportunities for language graduates. Career opportunities for interpreters and translators. For translators, you may become freelance translators. There's literary translation or technical translation, that is translating documentations and product manuals, user manuals, news translation, or software localization, website localization. Those are some of the examples of career opportunities for translators. For interpreters, you can look at becoming healthcare interpreters. These are interpreters working at hospitals, assisting patients and doctors to communicate with each other. Or legal interpreters. So these are interpreters working at police stations or courts for legal matters. Conference interpreters, telephone interpreters, or business interpreters, facilitating business negotiations for international trade. Thank you very much for joining me, and I hope that you would apply the Bachelor of Arts language major or the Bachelor of Arts Interpreting and Translation at Western Sydney University. I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye-bye.